Hi, I'm Aditi Maheshwari from snowwhiteaditi.com, and today I'll talk about interlocking directorships, too connected to govern. In The Little Prince, written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the narrator gazes at the night sky and realizes something profound. The stars are not merely distant lights. They become meaningful because of the connections we imagine. Constellations are not real lines, they are the relationships we choose to see, stories we impose upon isolation. The little prince himself travels from asteroid to asteroid, meeting kings, businessmen, and geographers, each confined to their own tiny world, yet unknowingly part of a much larger universe. Now imagine the corporate world as that same sky. Each company is a star, and interlocking directorships, those invisible lines. A single director sits across multiple boards, quietly connecting firms into constellations, networks that don't appear on balance sheet but shape decisions, influence strategy, and sometimes risk itself. On paper, the interconnectedness looks elegant, shared expertise, strategic alignment, efficiency. But much like the businessman in The Little Prince who counts stars without understanding their meaning, we may be measuring connections without questioning their consequences. Because beneath the surface, the concerns deepen. Conflicts of interest grow harder to trace. Board independence begins to blur, and sensitive information travels not always by intent but by proximity. Regulators are beginning to redraw these constellations. The Competition Commission of India is sharpening its focus on interlocks that may distort competition. Globally, governance frameworks are tightening disclosure norms and redefining independence. And in the recent global governance debates 2025-2026, a new anxiety has emerged: overboarding. Too many boards, too little attention, oversight weakens. ESG becomes narrative instead of practice. But the most subtle risk is systemic. Because when stars are too tightly connected, a disturbance in one does not remain isolated. It travels, it amplifies, it becomes a pattern. So the question is no longer just about governance structures, it's about the integrity of the constellation itself. Because in today's corporate cosmos, it's not just about how brightly a company shines, but how responsibly it connects.